Week 8 is in the books, and it's time for those Week 9 picks right after we brine this turkey up. Welcome back, everybody. So happy you could join me on another pick session. Last week was pretty shitty for me. Week 8 was a nightmare. I hope you guys did a little better. I did not win anything in DraftKings. Yearly we did win, which is great. We're still in third, still the point leader, but DraftKings destroyed us. So I hope you guys took home money because I did not. But it is a new week, so we are back at it, and we have some solid picks for this one that hopefully will get us in the money in tournament play, definitely in some cash. But before we do that, you know we got to stuff this turkey one more time. Gobble, gobble, bitches. Now let's start this off like the quarterback first, like always, and we're going to talk about this week Josh Allen. He has an amazing matchup with Seattle. They're 32 against the pass, and look, they really can't stop anybody. And I know Josh Allen has only had about 14, 15 points the last few weeks, but he's due for another big breakout game. Expect 25, maybe 30, and if this game gets competitive, which Russell Wilson games are always competitive, this one could have that big potential blow up where he could do 35, 40 points. So make sure you have him in your lineup, and you're going to pair him with his receiver, but we're going to talk about that. Before we get into that, we're going to do the running backs, and we got to keep stuffing this bitch. And now let's talk about those running backs. And the first guy we're going to talk about is literally the guy who just took home everything for everyone last week, and that's Dalvin Cook. I have him on my yearlies. He's one of my favorite players to start on a weekend basis. And because he has the bulk of the load in Minnesota, we might as well call them the Minnesota Cooks. Because really, that is their guy, and they're going to lean on him to win games, and that's what they need to do. He is a serious monster. He puts up serious points a game, 20, 30 points, maybe a huge breakout game again, but I doubt it. It is against one of the worst defenses when it comes to the run in the NFL. So expect another big day for Dalvin Cook. I know he's pretty expensive at $8,200, but look, you're going to have to spend to get some, but we're going to go a little lower with our other running back this week, and that's Antonio Gibson in Washington. Antonio Gibson is legit fire, let's be real. He puts up what he needs to do every week. He started at that 10-point floor, and now he's starting to look at like a 15-point floor with a 25-point ceiling, and I'm starting to like that, and he still has that low-end value at $5,800, more of a flex play, but I like him as an RB2 this week because they do have the Giants, and I don't like the Giants, especially when it comes to, divisional games. I expect them to run it down their throat with J.D. McKissick as well, so put him in your lineup, and let's fry up this turkey. Now let's get on those wide receivers, and the first guy we're going to pair with our QB, and that is Stefon Diggs. Week in and week out, Stefon Diggs puts up numbers, and again, like I mentioned before, we're expecting a shootout here, so Stefon Diggs has a huge potential to put up a nice day, 20, 25, maybe even a 30 burger. So I like him at 7,400. It's a great matchup, and we're going to pair him low end with a Curtis Samuel, because Curtis Samuel is a Swiss motherfucking army knife for the Panthers. Yes, McCaffrey's going to be back this week, but they know what they have in Samuel. I expect 3-4 targets. He might have another rushing touchdown. He might have a passing touchdown. So get him in your lineup. He's only 4,400, and that's nice to have in a nice flyer game, especially against Kansas City, who, yeah, they have a great defense, but look, you're going to have to throw to keep up against them. So expect him to have a decent day, and then we're going to pair him lastly with Mike Williams. Mike Williams has been putting up numbers week in and week out, and last week he missed a huge game by almost getting a touchdown on a 20-point game. So expect him with Justin Herbert to be all over that field again. Yeah, Keenan Allen is the number one there, we know that. But Mike Williams is that guy they're going to throw the ball up to in the end zone. So it's almost a guaranteed touchdown when they're getting into the red zone if he's still on the field. So look for him for 15 points, maybe 25 points at that 5,100 price tag. And then we're going to talk about the tight ends right after turkey time. Now let's talk about those tight ends, and there's two guys I want to talk about this week. First, we're going to talk about the more expensive of the two, and it's only more expensive by 100, and that's Noah Fant at 4,600. He has a great matchup this week. Hell, he has a great matchup every week. He is the number one there, I think, in my opinion. He is very solid as a tight end. And look, at 10 points, 15 points a game, I like that. I expect him to have another solid game against Atlanta, who does struggle, especially late in games, as we know. And if Denver is losing, they're going to have to pass to keep up, and expect Fant to have that garbage time, which is the best time, really, in my opinion, because that's when all the magic happens. He's going to have a nice big day, and we're going to pair him with Eric Ebron in Steelers territory. I like Eric Ebron. He's very versatile. We know we like those tight ends that look like wide receivers. And yeah, they have so many mouths to feed in Steeler country. But again, it's a great matchup. It's Dallas. You start your starters against Dallas. And I think this week, Eric Ebron's going to have another solid floor at 10 points. Could be another big day for him. Maybe 15. Could be that 20-point game we've been looking for him. And in a flex position for 4,500, I do like that value. So slide Eric Ebron in your lineup. And let's hit that turkey one more time before we get into those defenses, shall we? And lastly, let's talk about the defense. And this week, we're going to go with a weird one, and that's the Arizona Cardinals. And it's kind of not weird when you drill down into it. Last week, Miami didn't have a lot of yards. Most of their touchdowns came on defense. So I don't expect the same thing this week, especially because it is Kyler Murray. I expect Arizona to be playing up in this game. And Tua, who, look, he's a rookie. We haven't seen much of him, but 93 yards. Could throw a few picks, one getting returned for a touchdown. I like this value here sitting at 2,900. Could be the flyer play of the week with the Arizona Cardinals. So get the Arizona Cardinals in your lineup, and that should round out this lineup for the week, guys. I hope you guys copy it. And again, if there's any changes that need to be made, I will let you know on my Instagram. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below or in my DMs like always. I really appreciate you all out there and sending me those lineups. None of them hit last week. I'm sorry. None of mine did either. But let's take a dab, as always, to cheers to the new week, and hopefully we take home some of that money. And per this season, we're going to do that high five duo with some Zen as fuck. And today we got some Sherbert cookies. It's that nice little balance, and it's going to taste so good with the coffee that I got here, and it's going to send us into another great fucking week. Ain't that right, mofos? Oh, drizzle it just a little bit. Oh, we're going to drizzle it just a little bit. Now that we are entering the holiday season, you know we got to get this bitch on red. We got the turkey out. Soon we're going to have the Christmas bongs out, which I can't fucking wait for. But right now we're going red with the Zen as fuck. And that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. I also hope the money is with you. Let's take some fucking home this week. Keep doing what you're doing for the community. Stay beautiful. And most importantly, stay lit.